And this is a Money Control exclusive. Bharat Biotech's intranasal COVID-19 vaccine will cost 800 rupees plus 5% GST per dose to private hospitals. Now, the vaccine is likely to be made available in private hospitals around January 26, and it may also cost about 1,000 rupees to a recipient, including an administrative charge. I'm crossing with CNN News 18's Shreen Elizabeth to tell us more. Shreen, over to you.
Vaccine, the first indigenous vaccine, which is in fact intranasal vaccine. Now we have seen that this particular vaccine has gone through about three clinical trials. And in this clinical trials, we have seen how there was the efficacy as well as the immunogenicity has in fact been much better, and that is why this has in fact been given green signal. Now, this has already been started in the vaccination drive in India at the moment, and the prices what our sources have been telling us is that it is going to be 800 plus the 2% GST. Now that will be around 1,000, and this is a 2-dose vaccination which will be given to people above the age of 18 years.
Now, Shreen, could you also give us some information about the difference between a normal injected dose when it comes to the vaccine versus an intranasal vaccine? Why was the decision made to really create an intranasal vaccine?
Well, the whole point of giving intranasal vaccine was that there was, in fact, the story behind it has been that when the children vaccination started, there were, in fact, children who were not really willing to, or there were teenagers who were not really willing to go for the syringe vaccine. They were scared of that. And that is why this particular intranasal vaccine, which is, in fact, by Bharat Biotech started. Now, in this particular vaccine, what we are seeing is that it is a 2-dose vaccine, which will in fact be administered through nose, and it is basically to do it through a easy process as far as the vaccination is concerned. Though it was not part of the vaccination drive of dose 1 and dose 2, but this particular intranasal vaccine will be used for the precautionary dose. Now, starting from 24th December, this has in fact started. People can in fact go to private hospital. At the moment, this particular vaccine is available only in private hospitals, and over about close to 1,000 rupees is one person has to pay to get themselves inoculated with intranasal vaccine. So they have done about 3 clinical trials, and this at the moment the vaccine is for 18 years and above, but there are in future the vaccine there is also clinical trial that is being conducted for children as well. So all once that is over, we'll get to know whether the government of India will go ahead with intranasal vaccine for children or not.
Now, is there any difference in efficacy when it comes to a syringe vaccine versus an intranasal vaccine?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Is there any difference in when it comes to efficacy between an intranasal vaccine and a syringe vaccine that's given?
Well, the efficacy, of course, the efficacy is the waning period, the immunity that a person gets after getting inoculated with the particular vaccine. So the efficacy remains to be same when it comes to the syringe vaccine, or for that matter, the intranasal vaccine. The efficacy as well as the immunogenicity of the vaccine has been above 70% is what the 3rd clinical trial results have been. Of course, we have to wait for the whole clinical trial results to know what is exactly the efficacy. But at the moment, the DCGI has in fact given the approval. It has been included in the vaccination drive. And what is interesting to note here is that this vaccine is a heterologous vaccine. That means in case you have taken the first and the second dose of Covaxin, you can still go ahead and take this particular vaccine. Same goes with the Covishield vaccine as well. If you have taken first and the second dose of Covishield, you can still go ahead and take this precautionary dose because it's a heterologous vaccine, and unlike the homologous vaccine where you have to continue with the same vaccine, in this particular vaccine you can go ahead and take different vaccines. So now the Health Ministry has included this in the vaccination drive, and the sources have been suggesting that this is going to cost about 1,000 rupees and is available in private hospitals.
All right, Shreen, thank you so much for providing us with that information. Essentially, this money control